Alright, so this is my Game 6 NBA Finals recap. Let's get started. So starting off, Indiana ended up winning this game 108-91 to force a Game 7. My original pick was Thunder in 6, so obviously that's not going to happen. But a 7-game series is kind of what I was hoping for from the start because, I mean, who doesn't love Game 7s, right? Game 7s are awesome. It's going to be really fun. No matter the outcome, because it's a Game 7. So I just hope Game 7's close. I hope it's not a blowout, because that would be kind of sad. But individually talking about this game, but yeah, for Indiana, some things that worked with their team stats here. They shot only 41% from the field, which isn't great. But OKC also only shot 41. Right, they ended up shooting 35% from 3, while OKC ended up shooting 26, so 9% better there, which is good, but not like incredible. And they also shot only 68% from free throws, while OKC was 80. So what they had the advantage on in 3-pointers, they kind of lost it with their free throws. So actually, offensively, their shooting stats are all pretty similar, all things considered. Some things that definitely make a big difference in this game were the turnovers. OKC had 21 turnovers, Indiana's 11. That's obviously a pretty big disparity there. OKC pretty much had double the amount of turnovers, which obviously not good. That led to points off turnovers, right? Obviously not a great thing here for OKC when they did not have that many points. They had 13 points off of those 11 turnovers. Indiana had 19 points off of their 21, so plus 6 in the points off turnovers. Definitely a good thing for Indiana in this game, but that's not a huge factor here. We're getting into our overall score with a 17-point difference, plus 6 on the points to turnovers. Not great. Something that definitely made a big difference was the second chance points. When you get to the offensive rebounds, Indiana had 11 to OKC's 4, which gave them 14 second chance points to OKC's 6. So combining the second chance points with the points off turnovers, they were plus 14, which does obviously make a pretty big difference in a 17-point win. Now getting into some personal team stats, or player stats, I should say. For OKC, pretty much things were not going their way the entire game. They started off the game like up 10-2, but then they were down by 22 points at halftime, and then they ended up kind of resting a lot of their starters in the second half because the entire fourth quarter they were already down by like 27 or 28 points. So they weren't really trying that much. So nobody really played that many minutes. Shea was the only guy that played over 30, and it was at exactly 30. He did have 21 points in those minutes, so he was actually pretty good still in this game. But something like Jalen Williams was 0 for 4 from 3 with a minus 40 plus minus. That's not very good. Obviously, in only 26 minutes, having a minus 40 plus minus, certainly not ideal. Right. Also, their bench scoring. Isaiah Joe had 11 points off the bench, but that was pretty much in the fourth quarter when he was going against Indiana's like third string guys. So, it's still worth noting, I guess. But from their main bench guys like Alex Caruso, he had 0 points in this game. Aaron Wiggins only had 5 points on 1 of 4 shooting. So their main bench guys were not really doing anything in this game. While Indiana had Obi Toppin get 20 points off the bench, had TJ McConnell with 12 points off the bench and 4 steals in only 24 minutes of action. Also, Tyrese Halliburton had 14 points in this game. He only played 22 minutes. He was going through that calf strain injury, so he wasn't officially on a minutes restriction, but he did not play that many minutes. But again, that also is because they were up by so many points. They just pretty much dominated this game from the start, and a big part of that again was early in the game there was a big 3-point percentage disparity, right? It kind of evened itself out in the later stages, but early in the game it was free throw percentage was a big problem, and turnovers were a big problem. So that helped Indiana go out to an early lead, and they kind of just stuck with that. There's not a whole lot to analyze about this game because again, nobody really played heavy minutes, and then we have a lot of bench guys that did get more heavy minutes than they usually would. So their numbers are kind of inflated just because, again, it was pretty much a blowout win. So all I really got to say about this game, OKC, if they want to win Game 7, they got to get their turnovers down, obviously, right? Get their 3-point percentage up from 26%. That's not going to win them many games. Although they did win shooting only 3 for 18 a couple games ago, so it is possible. But they're going to have to get their turnovers down. Preferably shoot a little bit better from 3, and honestly, they're doing good, right? And then for Indiana, they're going to have to pretty much I mean, they didn't shoot great from 3 in this game either. So they could stand to get those up as well. But also, they need to get down or keep OKC's turnovers high. They need to keep forcing turnovers from OKC. That'll help them out quite a bit. And then they're going to continue to need to get a lot of stuff out of their starters and of course their bench. Pretty much everybody, right? They're going to have to get a lot out of everybody. But specifically, I'm talking about Tyrese Haliburton, right? Hopefully, getting an extra 3 days will help him get a little bit more healthy because he needs to be like. He's probably going to be playing 36 plus minutes in Game 7 if it is a close game. So they're going to need him to be able to be 100% healthy, which obviously he's not going to be 100% healthy, but as close as he can get. And hopefully these next 3 days he can rest up quite a bit. But some guys like Miles Turner was 1 for 9 in this game. He's going to have to be better. Benedict Mathurin was 1 for 6. He's going to have to be better. So they're going to need like a solid 8 or 9 guys to actually play really, really good in Game 7. And then for OKC, looking at their individual players, like Chet Holmgren, again, he was 2 for 9 in this game. He was bad. Lou Dort was 1 of 5. Like, they're going to need those guys to be able to be factors, positive factors offensively. And they're going to need guys like Alex Caruso to actually probably score some points because he was scoreless in this game. But pretty much these guys, both these teams have had opportunities in this game. Or in this series, right? They've had so many different players in this series stand out. They're going to basically need all of them to stand out in Game 7 to give them the best chance of winning. That makes sense. Not really overcomplicated, but that's pretty much all I got to say. Both teams need to have a solid 8-man rotation, actually play really good in the same game, which we haven't had consistently throughout this entire series. And then, yeah. That's pretty much all I gotta say. My original prediction was Thunder in 6. I'm probably leaning Thunder in 7, but I'm kind of torn. Like, Indiana's obviously been really good as well in this series. It's going to 7 games. It's anybody's game. I'm gonna pick OKC. I kind of want OKC to win, but I don't honestly care as long as we get a good game. And I would love to see a Game 7 game winner because that would just be awesome. But that's really all I gotta say about this game. Thank you for watching. Make sure to check back after Game 7 for that finals game preview or review, I guess. And yeah, that's gonna be it. And goodbye.